Here's how brutal this guy can be. After taking down the prison's top dog, he easily became the toughest inmate in the joint. His name's Mike, a notorious master thief. A botched job landed him behind bars. 15 years later, he's finally a free man. On his first day out, Mike strolls into a bar alone. Despite the years, he's still got that magnetic charm. One glance, and the bar's owner is smitten. They hook up in the storage room. After eating and drinking his fill, Mike casually steals a car parked nearby and drives off. He heads to a hair salon in the city center. The stylist, Job, pales the moment he sees Mike. He knows why Mike's here but can't do much about it. "Give me the address, Job," Mike demands. 15 years ago, Mike and his girlfriend Carrie were a thieving duo. During a heist gone wrong, Mike got caught to save Carrie. Now, he's tracking her down. Job, Mike's longtime friend and a skilled hacker, digs up her address in a few clicks. With the info in hand, Mike sets off. Out of nowhere, an assassin opens fire on him. Mike dodges the bullets, snatches the guy's motorcycle, and speeds away. After a long ride, he arrives in the small town of Banshee. He stops at a bar for a cocktail to unwind. The bar's owner, Sugar, is a retired boxing champ now living quietly. Hard times forced him to sell his gold medal. Sugar, a former inmate himself for 8 years, spots Mike as an ex-con right away. The two hit it off, and Sugar becomes Mike's first friend post-prison. Then, a stranger walks in, Lucas Hood, the new cop assigned to Banshee, set to start next week. Suddenly, two thugs barge in. Hand over the cash. They're local enforcers, shaking down the bar. They don't know the guy next to them is the new cop. Hood's eating when one of them jams a gun to his head.
I'll take that gun now.
Things escalate fast. Mike steps in to stop a bloodbath, but the thugs won't back down. In a flash, Mike takes them out. Tragically, Hood catches a bullet and dies before even starting his job. The scene's a mess. 3 bodies, 2 enforcers and a cop. Sugar tells Mike to split, promising to handle the fallout. Mike tracks down Carrie's house, only to learn she's built a new life with a husband and 2 kids, a boy and a girl. She reveals they both worked for a crime lord named Rabbit. In a heist, they stole diamonds worth thousands, but Mike took the fall so Carrie could escape. Now, Rabbit's goons are after him. Mike just wants his share, but Carrie says Rabbit's crew took the diamonds back. Devastated, Mike realizes he's lost both the loot and the woman he loves. With nowhere else to go, he returns to Sugar. They decide to dispose of the bodies in a forest. As they prepare to destroy the evidence, Hood's phone rings. Mike hesitates but answers. It's the mayor, inviting Hood to a meeting tomorrow. A bold idea hits Mike. He'll impersonate Lucas Hood and start fresh in Banshee. He calls Job, who hacks the system and swaps Hood's records. Just like that, Mike becomes Lucas Hood, the town's new cop, crashing at Sugar's place. The next day, Mike meets the mayor, who's young and never met the real Hood, so he buys the act. The mayor wants Mike's help to take down Proctor, a local crime boss running illegal operations behind a slaughterhouse front. Proctor's got cops and politicians in his pocket. The deputy sheriff shows Mike around town. They stumble on a brawl at a lumberyard. Mike steps in, announcing he's a cop, but the thugs laugh him off, ready to teach the new guy a lesson. They don't know Mike was once a prison kingpin. A few moves later, they're all on the ground.
His ass, Cole! No! That's enough, Cole.
Proctor shows up. Despite running the town's underworld, he's respectful to the new cop and apologizes. Later, he confronts the lumberyard owner, his own father, who runs a legit business. Proctor's criminal path has strained their relationship. Back at the slaughterhouse, Proctor deals with Cole, a goon who insulted his dad. Mike, once a master thief, is now a small-town cop. On his first day, a beautiful woman helps him suit up for a welcome party. Meanwhile, Job runs into trouble for forging Mike's new identity. Rabbit's men come for him. Job pretends to grab documents, slips through a secret passage, and blows the place up as he escapes. Elsewhere, Proctor throws a lavish party to welcome the new cop. Shockingly, Carrie, Mike's ex, and her husband show up. When Carrie spots Mike posing as a cop, she's floored. During the party, Mike pulls Carrie aside to a car and pops the trunk, revealing an old safe. Carrie, a former expert safecracker, is asked to open it, but she refuses, wanting to bury the past. She cuts ties with Mike and walks away. Then, all hell breaks loose. Cole, the guy Proctor roughed up earlier, storms the party for revenge, gun in hand. "You're dead, you bastard." Mike springs into action, taking him down swiftly. The crowd is stunned by the new cop's ruthlessness. Meanwhile, in the city, crime boss Rabbit is hunting Mike and Carrie. Find them both. A real estate agent shows Mike a new house. It's Carrie. In the kitchen, Mike can't resist, pinning her against the wall for a kiss. They're interrupted when her colleague walks in. Carrie's phone rings. Her daughter Tifa skipped school. Turns out, Tifa's hanging with a bad crowd. Her boyfriend takes her to a house in the suburbs, a den of drugs and vice. The place is run by Hanson, Proctor's underling, who's secretly doing deals behind his boss's back. He's using the small warehouse for a big score at tomorrow's party and invites Tifa along. Proctor meets Mike, handing him cash as thanks for saving his life from Cole. He warns Mike about the Moody brothers, who might seek revenge for Cole's death. That night, Mike grabs dinner at Sugar's bar, but Sugar shoos him out. The Moody brothers are drinking there, and Sugar wants to keep Mike out of trouble. He hands Mike a sandwich and tells him to scram. Mike eats outside. Suddenly, Kate, Cole's wife, slaps Mike across the face. Before he can react, the Moody brothers draw guns, vowing vengeance for Cole. Mike doesn't fight back, stepping right up to their barrels. "Shoot me." Sugar intervenes. "Marcus, Dexter, your coffee's getting cold." He insists on breaking it up, saving Mike from the drunk brothers' wrath. After they leave, Mike spots a gorgeous woman in the crowd. In no time, he's got her back at his place. Check the original for the juicy details. The next day, a tip comes in about a party at a farm's grain warehouse, suspected to be illegal. The caller wants Mike to protect their family. He's introduced to their daughter, Rebecca, who Mike recognizes as the sweet girl from last night's party. The police gear up to raid the farm. Inside the warehouse, the party's in full swing, oblivious to the law. Tifa, dragged there by her boyfriend, takes a red pill and dances wildly. Mike's team ditches their uniforms to blend in, taking out 2 guards to slip inside. Hanson, Proctor's man, is behind the party. As Mike moves to act, several teens collapse, convulsing. He radios the team to shut it down and arrest everyone. He comforts a panicked Tifa. Cops storm in, cut the power, and order the crowd out. Hanson fires a warning shot into the ceiling, sparking chaos, then bolts. The collapsed teens are dead. One's the son of Councilman Schumacher. Mike gets Tifa home safely. Meanwhile, Hanson, having escaped, begs Proctor for mercy. His betrayal, dealing drugs in town and killing a councilman's kid, comes at a steep price. Proctor gives him a cold ultimatum.
I'll give you 60 seconds. Starting now. Fast!
Hanson screams echo soon after. Back at Sugar's, Mike's drinking when Rebecca shows up. Fueled by booze, they hook up. Mike has no idea she's Proctor's niece. Elsewhere, a disheveled woman stumbles from a van, broken after a night of abuse. She's rushed to the hospital. Mike visits and learns a boxer brutalized her. "He kicked me, beat me, used a champagne bottle," she sobs. Determined to deliver justice, Mike and a female deputy head to the boxing gym to arrest the culprit. Proctor intervenes. This boxer's his hired star for a big fight. The boxer's assistant tries to bribe Mike, but he snaps.
"You need to go somewhere I can't see you, and stay there."
Come on.
Mike faces the boxer, who taunts, "Come arrest me." Enraged, Mike steps onto the ring, landing 2 punches before the guy can react. The boxer, a pro, strips off his jacket, ready for a real fight. Mike's cautious but relentless. The brawl spills off the ring. Mike smashes a bottle over the boxer's head, tackles him, and bites down hard. Bones crack, but Mike doesn't let up, tearing the guy's finger and finishing with a brutal move. The crowd is shocked at the new cop's ferocity. Sugar takes Mike back to the bar. Proctor shows up, livid. The ruined fight cost him big. His family's ruled Banshee for 160 years, untouchable, until Mike wrecked his plans. A deep grudge forms, but Proctor swallows his anger and leaves. Elsewhere, Proctor's assistant confronts the boxer's aide. With the fight cancelled, the boxer owes them money per their deal, but the aide brushes it off. "If your boss doesn't want trouble, drop it," he snaps. "I've got work to do." Scram. He doesn't see it coming. The nerdy assistant removes his glasses, steps into the car, and soon, screams echo. Minutes later, He strolls out, the car silent. He calmly puts his glasses back on, grabs the cash, and walks off like a boss. Meanwhile, a man steps out of a bathroom, only to face a gun. Freeze, cuff yourself, it's Rabbit, her old crime boss. She tosses a black bag onto the bed, inside are the diamonds worth thousands that she and Mike stole 15 years ago. She's here to return them for her freedom. But Rabbit wants more than the diamonds, he wants the traitor dead. Help me get Mike, and I'll let you go. Carrie knows he'll never spare them. In a split-second move, she knocks him out, grabs the diamonds, and bolts. She tracks down Mike, hands him the diamonds, and begs him to leave Banshee forever, taking the loot and staying out of her life. You think this is about money? I'm not going anywhere, get rid of these damn diamonds. It's clear Mike's here for the love he's clung to for 15 years, not the loot. The next day, Councilman Schumacher corners Mike. His son was poisoned to death, so he pressures Mike to catch Hansen fast. Investigation points to Arnold, Hansen's close associate. Mike leads a team to grab him, but a stranger blocks their path.
What the are you doing here?
Mike finds Arnold in a room, pulling a severed hand from a fridge. Turns out, while working at Proctor's slaughterhouse, Arnold saw Proctor assault someone and recorded it. With a witness and evidence, the police arrest Proctor. Mike hauls him from his house, and Proctor complies, for now. On the way to the station, disaster strikes. Their police car is rammed, tumbling into a ravine. It's no accident, it's a hit planned by the Moody brothers to avenge Cole. They didn't count on Proctor being in the car. Though they want Mike's blood, they hesitate to cross Proctor, whose influence rules Banshee. They jump Mike, aiming to teach him a lesson. But Mike turns the tables, slicing one guy's ear and beating them senseless. When a gun's aimed at him, Mike knows they won't shoot. He lets them walk, acting like it never happened. A colleague arrives, gun drawn, and the Moodys back off. Mike and Proctor head back to the station. That night, Mike unwinds at Sugar's bar. Sugar praises Mike's principles and pitches working together. He's tired of wasting his life at the bar. Back home, Mike finds Kate, Cole's widow, and a Moody, waiting. She knows her brother's revenge plot but doesn't hold a grudge. Instead, she warns Mike to watch his back, they could strike anytime. Her unexpected concern throws Mike off. Kate, grieving her husband, can't hold back. They end up in each other's arms. Mike's charm is undeniable. The next day, Proctor faces court but walks free on bail due to lack of solid evidence. Pending further investigation, he orders his men to deal with Arnold, the witness. After the hearing, Job confronts Mike. His salon was blown up helping Mike, so he demands Mike take responsibility and plans to stay in Banshee. Arnold, the witness, is under protection, awaiting the next hearing. But strange noises outside raise alarms. The deputy senses danger.
They're here for you.
A woman walking down the street is cornered by thugs.
You're making a mistake.
Fighting back, but they drag her into an alley. As they close in, Sugar appears, urging them to leave. They attack him instead. The ex-boxer takes them down, but a sneak attack from behind drops him. The leader stays to finish the woman, while the others flee. A female deputy senses trouble, draws her gun, and moves in.
Police, drop the gun!
One thug slips away. Mike arrives just in time. Carrie and Sugar are shaken but alive. The deputy's stunned, but they tell her to head back to the station while they handle things. Investigation reveals the attackers are local troublemakers with rap sheets. Loyal to each other, the surviving thugs plot revenge for their fallen brother, setting their plan in motion. The next day, a thug appears outside the station. The female deputy grabs her weapon and chases him, but he speeds off on a motorcycle. She tries to follow, only to find her tires slashed. Meanwhile, the town's annual festival kicks off. Mike and his team patrol the streets. They spot the thug speeding by on his bike. The gang plans to target innocent civilians for revenge, plunging the scene into chaos. Mike's outmaneuvered, chasing them like a headless fly. Suddenly, Rebecca seizes the moment, stabbing one of the thugs with a knife. Her boldness shocks her family. The attack leaves many injured and property damaged. At a critical meeting, the mayor tries to calm the angry crowd, who feel their lives are at risk and demand the festival's cancellation. Proctor steps in, warning of economic losses and promising safety to regain the town's trust. At the town hall, the crowd backs Proctor's plan, but Mike's pissed. He doesn't want Proctor meddling in crime control, and he's got no interest in the slaughterhouse business. After the meeting, Rebecca's father brings her to the station. She stabbed a thug, and her loyal, upright family believes she should face justice, but her act was self-defense. Hearing this, her father hands over the knife and leaves. Rebecca shows up at Mike's place again. She strips the moment she walks in, and things heat up fast. Elsewhere, the female deputy, fresh from a shower, is ambushed. Gunshots jolt her, sending her scrambling. She grabs her weapon and chases the thugs, but they speed off in a car. Turning back, she sees her house engulfed in flames. Frozen, she watches her home burn to ashes. Mike arrives and learns it's her birthday. With nowhere to go, he tells her to crash at the black deputy's place, then peels out. At Sugar's bar, Proctor's waiting. He pops the trunk, revealing a thug beaten to a pulp. His men caught one of the attackers, handing him to Mike. Proctor warns that arresting these punks is pointless. They'll get bailed out and keep breaking the law. I'm not planning to let them live. Mike storms the thugs' hideout alone, seeking justice for his colleague. The next morning, he loads their bodies into a car and tells Job to find a place to dump them. Meanwhile, the female deputy gets a birthday gift, skull rings from the dead thugs. She pieces it together. At the same time, an FBI investigator arrives in town. Proctor's tied to multiple crimes, but there's never enough evidence to nail him. They hoped witness Arnold would bring him down, but Proctor got to him first, killing him. The investigators frustrated, even questioning the local cop's competence. Luckily, the video and Hanson's severed hand remain as evidence. The investigator checks the evidence room, only to find the phone and hand gone. The staff's clueless about how they vanished. The investigator reports to their superiors and stays to dig deeper. A long-distance bus pulls into town. A scruffy man steps off, stunned to see Mike. What the hell? No way. Mike's relaxing when the deputy calls about a special criminal wanting to talk. At the station, Mike's shocked. It's his old cellmate. Flashback to 15 years ago. Mike was jailed for stealing the diamonds. Rabbit used his connections to track him down, demanding Carrie's and the diamonds' whereabouts. I don't know where she is, Mike said. You'll suffer slowly, Rabbit sneered. I'll make your life hell. Mike endured brutal daily beatings, living a nightmare. One man helped him, even tending his wounds. In gratitude, Mike freed him, treated him to a feast, gave him cash, and helped him start over, urging him never to return. But the next day, the man's back at the station. He never left town, blew the money gambling, and got into a brawl at a casino. Arrested again, he's brought to Sugar's bar. He has no plans to leave, knowing Mike's true identity and blackmailing him for a big payout. That's my demand, Sheriff. Mike knows guys like this will do anything for cash. To protect his secret, he buries the problem, literally, in a deep lake. Elsewhere, Carrie's scheming. I'm ready, I'll hand him over soon. She tries to seduce her husband, but he pushes her away, stressed. Not now. I'm not in the mood. At the bar, Mike and his crew plan a hit on the town's casino. Carrie calls, claiming she found a buyer for the diamonds and wants Mike to come along. Job's suspicious. No one would dare buy those diamonds. If they hit the market, Rabbit would track them down. He thinks it's a setup, but Mike trusts Carrie. Lovesick idiot. Mike meets Carrie, and they drive to the deal. Suddenly, she jabs him with a sedative. He collapses. When he wakes, he's tied to a bed. Carrie's cut a deal with Rabbit, trading Mike for her family's safety. She locks him in the hotel and leaves. Meanwhile, the black deputy's shopping when a masked gunman storms the supermarket. Freeze, hands up. Calm down, shut it, punk. The gunman kills the store owner and aims at the deputy, who closes his eyes, praying. When he opens them, the gunman's gone. He calls for backup and chases the two criminals into a school, where they take a teacher hostage. The crooks hole up in the gym, holding students hostage. Cops surround the building, reporters swarm, but there's no safe rescue plan yet. Trapped, Mike struggles to break free. The TV blares news of the hostage crisis. Carrie's daughter is among them. Rabbit's men are closing in. They burst in, but Mike's gone. Job rescued him just in time. At the school, the criminals lose control. Some students fight back, a few escape, but others are recaptured. Mike arrives. Carrie's stunned he escaped. Ignoring her, he focuses on the crisis and slips into the gym alone. He creeps toward the lead criminal, who's unraveling.
I am a f***ing killer. Shots fired, we're going in!
Mike frees all the hostages in the gym, except Carrie's daughter, still held by one panicked crook. Seeing his partner shot dead, the guy loses it. I'll blow her head off. Drop the gun, back off, ditch your weapon. Mike signals Carrie's daughter. She ducks, giving him an opening. He saves every hostage. The media goes wild, but the coverage exposes Mike's whereabouts. Rabbit sees it all on TV. Back home, Mike finds Carrie waiting. He aims his gun at her, but she trusts he won't betray her. Full of regret for turning him over to Rabbit, she begs forgiveness. Mike lets it go. The old flames spend a passionate night together. Later, Carrie drops a bombshell. Tifa is Mike's daughter. Stunned, Mike wants to run away with her and Tifa, but Carrie refuses to leave her current family, sparking a heated argument. They part ways. As Carrie prepares to leave, Rabbit's men ambush her, stuffing her into a car trunk. But as the hitman starts to drive off,
hey, Oleg.
Mike and Carrie subdue the hitman. Knowing their cover's blown, Mike can't sit idle. He plans to hit Rabbit's New York stronghold, kill him, and secure Carrie's safety. Rebecca shows up at Mike's, looking for fun. He's not in the mood and offers to drive her home. Turns out, her father kicked her out after finding her personal items. They share a steamy kiss, then Rebecca bolts from the car. Proctor's henchman sees it all. Meanwhile, the hitman escapes his cuffs, attacking Carrie in a brutal fight. Though she's been secretly training, she's no match for his size. He stabs her chest with a sharp object.
You'll fight with passion.
After a fierce struggle, Carrie kills him. When Mike arrives, she's barely alive in a pool of blood. Mike rushes her to the hospital. Her husband arrives, demanding answers since she didn't come home last night, suspecting something between them. Luckily, Carrie pulls through. Rebecca's taken to Proctor, her uncle, learning of her flaying with Mike from his henchman. Proctor's furious and forbids her from seeing him. Rabbit, after 15 years, finally tracks Mike and Carrie. He rallies his crew, determined to wipe them out. Elsewhere, Proctor takes Rebecca to a construction site, his casino project, managed by a tribal chief. The chief's son, now in charge after his father's death, wants Proctor out. Proctor's ready. He pulls out a power whistle. When it sounds, every worker drops their tools and walks off. Mike strategizes with his crew, knowing Rabbit's coming. I'm taking him out. I've always wanted to kill him. What's the plan? Nothing. Stay out of my way. Carrie, awake, demands to leave the hospital. She knows Rabbit will slaughter her family. They rush to get Tifa, while Carrie heads to the school for her son. The classroom's empty. Through a window, she sees him playing outside. Then Rabbit appears. Carrie sprints to the field, but she's too late. Her son's gone. Carrie heads to the station. The kidnapping's severity pulls in the FBI investigator. Desperate, Mike turns to Proctor for help. Furious over Rebecca, Proctor attacks Mike. They fight fiercely until both collapse. Exhausted, sitting down, Mike gives Proctor a reason to help. I'll owe you my life. Mike returns to the station, but Rabbit's waiting. Mike can't shoot. Carrie's son is in his hands. Rabbit just wants one last meeting.
Goodbye.
Shit.
His hitmen unleash a barrage of bullets. Mike's trapped in a firestorm. Guns aimed at his face, but Proctor sweeps in, taking out the attackers. You owe me. The next morning, the station's a bloodbath, dead hitmen and guns scattered everywhere. The FBI investigator suspects Mike's true identity and suspends him on the spot. Mike removes his badge, hands it to the deputy, and leaves. Job and Sugar use surveillance to track Rabbit, but it's like finding a needle in a haystack. Carrie shows up.
Gang's all here.
Mike makes a bold call. He'll face Rabbit alone, trading his life for Carrie's son to end the feud. Job pinpoints Rabbit's location, but Carrie's husband arrives, saying their son's safely home. Mike's now in danger. The team races to save him but gets stopped by cops. The deputy, hearing Mike's in trouble, snaps, I don't care who they are, they can't run wild here. Mike's tied to a chair, tortured mercilessly. The rescue team sneaks into Rabbit's lair. A brutal firefight erupts. The deputy takes a bullet and falls. Carrie, in body armor, arrives just in time, wiping out the henchman. The deputy's safe, thanks to his vest. A figure looms behind an iron gate.
Suck my tit.
Hearing the chaos, Rabbit moves to slit Mike's throat. Carrie bursts in. shooting Rabbit dead. Mike's freed, the scene's littered with bodies, shocking the investigator. All that's left is a photo. Rabbit's corpse is gone. At the construction site, the mayor schemes alone. He's always wanted in on the casino and plans to team up with the tribal chief's son to take down Proctor, but the project grinds to a halt when workers strike. Meanwhile, Proctor brings Rebecca to the site. The chief's son keeps defying him, so Proctor wants to teach him a lesson. He hands Rebecca a phone to call the guy.
Anyone here?
Elsewhere, the police uncover a bombshell: 3 skeletons in the woods, an unsolved mystery. Who are these guys? This wraps up Seasons 1 of Banshee. The show has 4 seasons. Want summaries for Seasons 2, 3 and 4? Comment next season below. If enough of you ask, we'll keep going. Thanks for following along. See you next time.